Kia ora and welcome back to Catherine Parr's Light. Today we once again have the wonderful Cristalle Anne, a gifted shaman, healer and spiritual guide who walks between the seen and unseen worlds. In this episode, Cristalle opens the doorway into spiritual communication, sharing her wisdom on seances and what it means to truly connect with those beyond the veil. She also offers insight into what our children may need if they are experiencing night terrors, helping us to better understand and support them through these moments. Together, we explore the vital practices, identify their presence, and where to seek support to release and disconnect from them. Cristalle shares her knowledge as a healer, showing us how we can return to balance and protection even after encounters with heavy energies. This kōrero is both grounding and expansive, weaving practical understanding with the deep mystery of Wairua. So settle in, open your heart, and journey with us into seances, night terrors, and the healing wisdom of spiritual protection. Kia ora, Cristalle. Welcome. It's such a privilege to have you here. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me again. Hope people aren't getting sick of hearing my voice.
I doubt that. So since we last connected on the podcast?
Honestly, I can't even remember. That feels like a lifetime ago. A lot of changes and transitions in my world at the moment. I've left my home. I've surrendered to the flow. I'm going to be traveling and hitting the road with my healing work in New Zealand and Australia. So just finishing out that chapter here in Northland, and then I'll be heading sort of Coromandel, Gisborne area, and then Australia, Sunshine Coast up to Cairns and down the southern coast down to sort of New South Wales area as well. What's happening? Yeah, a lot of like heaviness and chaotic energy has been coming up for me, for the collective, for my clients. And the basic, I guess, if you want to wrap this up into one sort of sentence, is like, you got to look at what's happening in nature as well.
Yes.
And coming into spring and September being the 9th month. 9 is an end of a cycle. We got 9 cycles of 1 to 9. Spring, energy shifting in the southern hemisphere into spring. So like that means our energy shifting into spring. We're more springy. We're more ready to get out there again in nature because the weather's getting warmer and it's sunnier and it's like all the new animals are being born and all those things. So you kind of got to look at that as well. And you can look at star signs and planets and things as well. That's something I'm not real onto or familiar with. I kind of listen and watch other people and it resonates or it doesn't, kind of thing. But for me, it's just like observing what's obvious and what's around you every day and what's happening in nature, really, like, because we are nature, we are part of nature. So that cyclic energy and I do like numerology, 9 coming into endings and new beginnings and stuff like that. So I guess I feel like in the spiritual world, it's a bit bougie and we're always talking about letting go and stepping into the new and what to let go of. And it feels like that comes up all the time. The new moon, what do you let go of? And yeah, it's all relevant, but I don't get too hung up on all of that stuff. Yeah, it's for me, it's an energetic flow of when I'm feeling creative and my natural cycle of flow and energy as well, like and my moon cycle and stuff like that. So at the moment, I'm feeling really vibrant and energetic and ready to create and step into new things. So
as an observer of you, Cristalle, I feel like, you kind of, and I think this is the same for most spiritual people, is we're usually going through things like a couple of weeks or a couple of months or a month before the rest of everybody else. And so I feel like you've kind of done your spring cleaning and now you're stepping into the blossoming stage of it, like where you get to really step into that beautiful space. Whereas I feel like, there may be some others that are still going through that process. And so, And so what would be just, before we move on to our next subject, what would be some words of wisdom?
Yeah. I was like, it's coming through. I just got to say it before I forget it. It's like, I need to be caught up and leveled up and my energy fucking on. So I'm ready to hold the space for people that are still like transitioning out of it, you know? And I'm really at that energy at the moment. I'm just loving my sessions, my one-on-one sessions. My energy is high, big, loud, strong, and powerful. The messages coming through are very clear. So, yeah, I think that's why I guess and I think the timelines in which, and I mean, I don't want to say we and us and them and others, like that's not about what I am about. It's more like, this is my role. I'm fully in my purpose. This is my full-time job. I need to be on. I need to be able to hold space for others. And so when my stuff happens and shit hits the fan, it's like the timeline of that's usually really fast and intense. And I shift through it really quickly and I process stuff really quickly. Even like my partner at the moment, it blows his mind how we have like up and I'm just like processing it so fast. He's like, what? Like, okay, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just
We've moved on from that, and now we're on to the next thing. Like, I was just talking about that.
Yeah, which is cool.
That's great. And so back to the just the question is, what would you say would be just a nice little supportive message for those that are feeling like they're sort of caught up in the chaos of it all?
Remember what makes you happy.
Yes.
Remember what calms your nervous system. Usually, for anybody, leave your phone at home, go for a walk in nature. Simple. Keep it simple. Or put on some music you like, crank it up, shake it out.
Yeah.
A shimmy a day keeps the doctor away.
Wonderful.
When we get caught up in that downward spiral or the mess or the chaos, we forget what we need to do to make ourselves feel better or come out of that. For the other healers I work with, you don't have to be a healer, but I work with a lot of healers. It's like I try and get them to remember to do some energy healing on themselves before they drift off to sleep at night, because we're all busy and we all got all these things going on and no time. We always have time if you're lying down horizontal just before you're going off to sleep for 5 minutes to call in high vibrational energy and just place your hands where your body feels like it needs it. That's another thing.
Spiritual hygiene's it is really important. And that is, you're definitely clearing out the old, allowing the old to flush out of you so that you can bring in more of the new and more flow. And giving that love to yourself that you're so willingly to give to others.
Exactly.
Ourselves. All right, so the kōrero that you were really wanting to talk about today, which I think is amazing, is our tamariki, our babies, and I'll hand that over to you. Let's go into that space.
So, I mean, this is a big, long, large topic. How do I start this? I'm going to start it by a teachable moment. I just did a session with a lady in Australia who reached out to me. We happened to go to kindergarten together in Wairua. Those of you who don't know, I spent part of my life in Wairua, which is in between Napier and Gisborne. And it was a really cool session. And, some people have had really extreme trauma and some haven't. And for those that haven't, sometimes it's really hard to remember the thing that cracked open their energetic field to let the other spirits in and cause a bit of spiritual disruption. And this is very common and very normal, by the way. So if you're new to this stuff, don't freak out and be like, oh my God, it's normal. In a nutshell, the story that came out it took me ages to get to it because it was just like not landing. And I was like, did you do much spiritual stuff as a kid? No, I was like, and the age that was coming through was 15. And I said, what about seances? And she's like, and the whole body language went, like, if there's anything I want to say and shout to the world and the rooftops, and especially teenagers, if they're listening to this or their parents are listening to this, show them this, make them listen to this segment, even if it's only 5 minutes. If you are doing seances and you have no fear, like I would have no fear, like I wouldn't give a shit because I don't give it any energy. I'd be okay. But if you have any sort of fear or panic or that enters your body, your field goes open, the moths fly in, because these energies that you're talking to in seances are tricksters. They are not of the highest vibrational frequency. You are calling in low vibrational entities and spirits.
Mm.
Goosebumps right now.
Yeah.
And if you're in the frequency and vibration of fear, if you can see that, boom. So many people are so up from doing seances as teenagers. So many. And I get them all the time. And it often can lead to like things like anxiety, depression, but more depression, darkest thoughts and stuff like that. That's more what it thinks. But I mean, every scenario story is different, so I'm not gonna generalize it because it's not really a topic you can generalize. Yeah, so basically that's the energy I wanted to talk about seances, and just please just stay away from that stuff. It's not something to muck around with or dabble with. Yeah,
Is it
it's
something that is still happening at the moment? I know it was really big back when, we were kids and it was very much around,
yeah, because
like,
we didn't have phones and stuff like that. So we were trying to like we were wandering around town trying like entertainment, like personally I've been exposed to seances a lot as a younger person, but intuitively,
Mm.
my protectors, my guides, whoever, I was never involved in the doing. I was always observing
okay.
and going, oh, there's something in me that knew that I shouldn't be fucking with that stuff. So yeah, there's that side of it. I never dabbled in that stuff. And I don't actually know how prevalent it is in this day and age because I don't deal with many teenagers in my healings on the spiritual level. I'll work with them sometimes, but seances don't come up very often. Or I'll work with them in the physical, helping their physical bodies. So there's that, but yeah, I can't answer that. I don't know. Intuitively, I'm going to say yes. They're still mucking around with it because it will be out there on social medias and TikToks and stuff. I'd imagine of encouraging people to do it. So
if they were going to do that, because some kids will just do what some kids will do because they're just, good like that, inquisitive. What would you suggest that they do in order to protect themselves in that space? How would you say set an intention, surround yourself in a golden field of white light, make sure you call in your spirit team of the highest light and resonance to protect you in that
yeah,
space? Tools that we can...
all those things, but nothing can protect you when your frequency drops to fear.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I've never said that before, but that's the message I'm getting. And so if you're so confident in knowing that it's going to be fine and everything's tickety-boo, obviously you call in the highest vibrational spirits and energy, highest vibrational entities or energies to bring through messages for the greater good of all, sentence I would use. But you have to fully trust that you're not going to drop into fear. And if you do, I'd be going to see a healer and checking in on that and seeing if anything's jumped in. You'll know though, because your thoughts and your feelings and your energy will shift and change afterwards.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I'd answer that one.
And so if that would be the case, who would we like? So we talk about healers. So you'd have a shaman, tohunga, priest.
If
So
that's your
Yeah.
resonance, yep.
Yeah, what would that be? Because I know that there are a lot of people out there that don't really know who to turn to, and how would you know?
I see a lot of people asking for guidance and support and the right recommendations of people on Facebook these days. And people will do the word of mouth thing.
Yeah.
That's the best bet. Or trust that you'll have a sign, like you're talking to me and Catherine, or you're listening to this right now. So that could be a sign that you've gone through that and you're like, oh my God, I need to reach out to Crystal because she can help me clear it in like a couple of seconds.
That's right.
Or yeah, if working with tohunga is your resonance, if working with in the spiritual zones of spiritual religious zones is your resonance, do that. Some people are way better at it than others. There's also a lot of charlatans out there too. So it's just about intuitively really feeling into that, or doing the word of mouth, or actually finding someone where someone else has had the same problem and it's been resolved.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I would never give specific people. I would never, I don't really know. I know I do it and I'm confident in it, but that's it for me really. Yeah.
Would you say it's similar to like when you get a reading from someone, so you say, oh, there are different different clairvoyants that you want to go, like, so say some people, they're drawn to one clairvoyant because that clairvoyant is the person that they feel that they connect with. And then same, would it be the same for this as well? You would just intuitively know who is the right person for you. And so sometimes it's actually good to make that connection first before, so yeah. Do
The
you think?
message that's coming through for me, it's like anything, like not everyone's for everyone. I'm not for everyone,
Yeah.
and different doctors, you'll have a doctor and it's not working and you'll want to change that or go to a different specialist, or go to a specialist for your problem. It's the same thing. Like it's the same. Like you got to go with your own gut feeling, intuition, discernment. Start with word of mouth. For me, when I get people come to me and they need a certain thing done, like in the physical, say flinch lock, I can kind of tune into their energy and know who they'll be matched with as a practitioner that I know, that I trust. I'll be like, here's like a handful in Gisborne now. And I'll be like, for this issue and this person and your energy and personality, this person's going to be like your match. But then they could have another problem, a different situation. But, for this, I feel like they're going to be your match.
Yeah.
So, and going off word of mouth, that is great too. But you can also, like, I could heal someone's fibromyalgia in one session here, but then another person might come with that fibromyalgia label too. And it's like not happening in one session. It's like taking ages, or it's not happening. Like, you just don't know. You just have to go with your own intuition on it. Sorry, no clear answers there.
Well, I think it's very much the thing that things are always shifting and changing, and that's the same in the spiritual space especially. And so it really depends on where that tohunga or healer or the person who's doing the miri or whatever it is that you're called to do, Reiki or whatever. There's so many different modalities around healing, energy healing. It depends on where that person is at also. So maybe that person may not be the right person for you at that time because your energy isn't matching each other's. So that's around that as well, I feel. But sounds like you're pretty much on all the time though, hey?
Yeah, and if I'm not, I won't do it.
There we go.
I won't work, or I'll openly say my energy is not there to do this type of work.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, there's some stuff I can do no matter how I'm feeling. But there's some stuff, like working with a lot of vibrational spirits and stuff like that, I need to be feeling really good and on to commit to that. It's like, you wouldn't want someone doing open heart surgery when they're really hungover and like tired, would you? You want them to be on. So it's the same kind of thing. Well, I think it is. Well, kind of.
Yeah, I agree. I really do agree. Yes, I think that was great. So let's look into. So we were talking around, the effects that it has on our children when they have been exposed to those lower vibrational entities. How do we? So you're saying that they'll know because they're feeling down. Is there any other like really specifics around that where
lots can happen.
Yeah,
there could be like curses. There could be like just bad stuff keeps happening. It could be like the thoughts and the feelings could manifest as disease in the body. What else? It's like a feeling of agitation. Yeah, as well. And I mean, everyone can be different, and depending on what their baseline or threshold is. So it's just, if you went into a seance and you came out and all this stuff was happening and you had no idea that, or you had no correlation or you're relating it to the seance, you're not going to know. But if you know now, if you're listening to this now, or like you've witnessed your child change, or
And what can we do if, in the meantime, before being able to contact someone like yourself or, whoever it is that they feel as though they're drawn to do the healing work, what can they do in the meantime? Is there any things they can do to...
I would just ask your higher self and your spirit team of the highest vibration to help release any attachments or entities or energies that are no longer serving you or aren't of your highest good to be released.
So again, back to spiritual hygiene. So
released and transmuted to the light or to the sun or to the earth.
Yeah. I know for myself, whenever I see spirit that are wandering, so if I see spirit wandering, I'll call in the light, right? And I put the portal down, like, there you go, there's the light, and I'll try and direct them into it. And sometimes it's because they're just a little bit lost. Is it a similar kind of thing? Is that what you're saying, for them to kind of envision a portal of white light to be able to kind of lift those entities off so that they're drawing that light into?
Yeah, I don't know, for safety reasons, I guess the message I'm getting to say is I would ask Archangel Michael
Beautiful.
to open up the portal to release any low vibrational entities or spirits to source or to be transmitted into the earth, wherever direction they need to go. But again, like, not everyone's confident to just do that or confident that it works. So you can try it and see what happens and how it rolls for you. Or you can, reach out to someone and double check. Like, I don't know, I work with a lot of spiritual people that know how to do all this stuff, but yet they still know there's something there or not shifting and they need to call in a professional. It's like, okay, here's the example I'm getting for you. I know how to change a tire on my car. I know how to change the oil or top up the oil. Am I really confident in doing a filter change and all of that? No, I could Google it and YouTube it and do it myself if I wanted to. But I would rather call in an expert and then do it properly and know that it's done properly and there's going to be no residual drama afterwards, or I haven't stuffed something up or forgot to put something back in alignment. I see it like that. Like,
Yeah,
this
great.
is my profession and I'm really good at it. And sometimes you need to get messages from the spirits. They actually trying to, like, get through to someone, or there's some message they're trying to convey as well. And if you can't bring through that message or do the thing they need you to do, they often won't go. And I can't make a spirit go. I cannot. Sometimes I had to converse with them for 2 hours. That's happened to me before. And I was walking between two iwis and spirit, and I was in conversations. I was like the medium for them, middleman for them, for 2 hours before they could do the things that they wanted or needed to do to move on. And some of them didn't. Some of them weren't meant to. Some of them stayed. So it's like, I can't force them out the door. All the time, but then sometimes they want to convey a message, lower vibrational one, sometimes you have to force them out. It's like having someone invade your home or burglary and you have the police come and force them out. It's the same thing. Like, sometimes you got to call in other deities and entities to help get them out too. So it's like, if you don't know all the stuff or know the feelings or the energies or the messages, then can you do it? I don't know. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you can. I'm saying you got to be confident and have no fear and be very confident in the messages and the clarity that you're getting. People might be listening to this and go, how the fuck do you... Sorry, I shouldn't swear so much on this. How do you know that? Like, how do you even know that you're doing? And it's like, I know that because it's a feeling I get, and then it's the confirmations afterwards of the energy shifted and the change occurring.
Yes.
That's the only way I know. People will, when I do house clearings and stuff, people, oh my God, this is changing. This is changing. My daughter's child's sleeping now. And I guess that will lead us into our next question with children and night terrors and stuff. But it's like the change occurs. That's the confirmation. Otherwise, I don't know. It could, God knows. Is it working? I don't know.
So I feel like maybe it's good for them to do what they can to protect themselves for the in between, because clearly there's only so much of crystal that can go around.
Yeah. There's other people that do all this too. Yeah.
But also in between of that, they can maybe just put some protection around them, set some intention around protecting themselves and their children and their home until you can get the professionals in, like Crystal, to do the clearings and to do those things. So let's talk into those night tears that our babies have been having.
So what I've seen the most of night terrors being is the child remembering how they passed their terror or fear from a past life, the one that they've just come out of. And because between 0 and 7, a child sort of has 1 foot in earthbound and 1 foot still in spirit realm. And often all it takes is for me to have a quick chat to or even you as parents can do this, a quick chat to the child's spirit team and just be like, hey, we're in the physical now. We want to release and cut the cords from that past life, release any spiritual disruption that's happening because it's not serving the child. They're not getting a restful sleep. It's not serving me. I'm awake all night freaking out because my child's looking through me or is doing the weirdest shit, and it's like really scary. So, and that's causing more fear again. So that's calling in more high vibrational energies. And so the point of it is really you just have a discussion with the spirit guides, and well, that's how I do it anyway, and just check in on any clearings, do any shock release if that's needed. And it's usually tickety-boo after that. They usually don't have any night terrors or sleepwalking or anything like that.
And so how do they know if it is something like that, or if it is just, is it all just that? Is it all just a night terrors and sleepwalking? Is that all from what you've just said just now, that it's from a past life, or can it sometimes just be bad dreams?
No, nothing. There's no such thing as just bad dreams. Like, everything we experience is an illusion. Everything in the sleep world is probably more real than it is in the walking life in terms of the subconscious messages
Dreaming,
and stuff.
guys.
Yeah, like I don't want to put fear into anyone, but it's like, yeah, it could be a scary bad dream, but it's a dream. It might not be a night terror or a past life, but it's still something that's happening that, if it's reoccurring loop, usually that's like night terror stuff.
So I'm just gonna step into my space. So my son, who can see spirit, he's he sleepwalks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and so would you say that is because he's 8 now? Is there still a connection?
Yes. So his sleepwalking I'm getting is not like, sleepwalking doesn't have to be bad. It's not night terrors. It's just like, because he's so connected to spirit and can see them and interact with them. They're like playing with him. They're like, yeah, cool. Like, let's go for a walk. Let's,
Yes.
Yeah, it's just a playtime for spirit in the nighttime, and that's often too what I need to do is remind people to ask spirits to leave for the evening because the child needs rest. And often I will say, look, if you want to interact and play with the child, and you're part of a spirit team and they're still really connected to you from the past life, do it in the daytime, and when there's no fear, don't do it at nighttime, because this is the time for everyone to rest and regain their energy. This is not your time. This is not when we do it, because there's no timeline for them. They don't have time. So but once you put in boundaries and rules for them, usually it calms down quickly, and they can be, not all of them are made to be get rid of. Like, they are in this person's life for a reason. So, you don't just go in and kick everyone out all the time. It's like, it's just boundaries. It's like having your kids' friends come over after school. Well, they must go by 5 o'clock, 5:30 to go home and have dinner and go to bed and rest.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. It's funny because the person, the spirit that is coming through is my grandfather. And he was saying, when you were saying that, have you met my grandson, my great grandson? The only time I can get him still is when he's just like, because he's so busy. So
yeah. And
yeah,
that's what I mean. Like, there's that connection to his great grandfather that's probably really strong.
very.
And
He's named after him.
Yeah, and been going on for eons. Like, it's not just this lifetime. So yeah, it's not all bad stuff. The night terror is trauma.
Yeah.
And what else is there? So the other thing that I have seen happen, and that I've done a lot of work with, is children that see monsters in the room at nighttime under the bed. What I've come to realize is monsters are elemental beings that have come through a portal or come through into this dimension to play with the children. They love the energy. They match the energy frequencies. And then they kind of miss the boat to get back to their dimension, or whatever happens, they decide to stay, whatever it is. It's different for each spirit. Like, I have to converse with them to get the information. But what happens is they get stuck in this frequency of Earth, which the frequency is of this earthbound realm, which is way low, on a different vibration to the dimension they're from. And so the energy starts sucking out of them. You think about how many sci-fi movies you've seen of these beautiful young witches, and then the energy's taken away from them, and they're like, turn like Gollum. Gollum's a good example. And so a lot of these monsters are actually elemental beings that the children have been familiar with and not scared of. But when the energy starts shifting and changing, they do turn into and look like monsters. And that can be quite a that can be quite a journey for me, meeting with them, and then for me, I have to meet with the Elemental Council and to help them shift on, and my son's just walking in the door now.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's another shift. I think I pretty much covered the elemental stuff, but that's another thing that's occurred. People ring me for kids that are having getting pestered, spiritual disruption by elemental spirits, and children will be way more connected to elemental spirits than most adults. So,
and how do you know the difference? How would you know if this is possession, dark entity? Well, yeah. How do you know the difference between it being an elemental or does it not matter?
Well, no, it matters. There's a difference, but we didn't really talk about entity and attachment. So, in terms of children, that's a whole nother yarn.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I really want to delve into that on today or keep it light today, but yeah, I do know the difference. A lot of people see a top hat man, and he's a low vibrational entity. He's not a good one. But then the elementals, I don't know until I'm talking to them, until I'm meeting with them. Yeah,
and they're a high frequency. Is that what you're saying? They've just had a lot of the energy sucked out of them.
They were. They're not when I'm talking to them. Yeah.
And then, so what is your process?
They won't do negative things. They just look scary, so the kids are scared of them.
Okay.
Nothing bad actually happens. The only thing bad is that the kids are shit scared and they won't go to sleep. They won't sleep in their room. They want to sleep with mum and dad or whatever. That's the only bad thing. Those elementals are actually innocent or tricksters or funny. They're not there to cause any harm.
It's between your kids just wanting to sleep with you and there being an elemental in the room with them. If the kids, how do you know if it's just the kids wanting to, my children want to sleep in the lounge all the time, or with me and my husband. Is it because there's an elemental in the room, or is it because they just love snuggles?
No, it's because they do like being in your energy, but because they also see spirits.
Yeah.
So in this situation, there's a couple that I'm going to in my mind's eye. It's how do I explain it? It's how the child describes the experience that discerns it for me. Yeah, and it's it's just this knowing for me. When I hear the story, or I talk to the kid, or I talk to the parent, it's I just know, what it is. Whether it's them just wanting to sleep with them, or this is happening. It's you actually, if your kid is saying they're seeing something, or they're seeing a monster under the bed, you have to believe them. You can't just brush it off as them being stupid or crazy or wanting to sleep with you.
On TV.
Yeah, you kind of got to. And the thing is, even what they've seen on TV, that manifests and creates an illusion that actually, what's the word I'm looking for?
Distorts?
No, conjures.
Yes.
Can help call in things because they're giving it so much fear and thought that it actually manifests and can call in something. And that might freak people out to hear that too. But
I think it's the standard where focus goes, energy flows. So what we think is what we create. And so if we've got our kids watching, and I'm a sucker for it too. I'm a mum. I'm a busy mum as well, and my kids sometimes watch things and I walk in the room and I'm like, oh, what are you watching? You can't be there 24/7, but if we can try and minimize that exposure to these shooting games and alien attacks and all the things that they're able to watch these days on YouTube, and will help a lot with conjuring in darker, lower frequencies.
Yeah, talking about the frequencies that run in behind all those programs, it's a whole nother topic. That could be our next topic.
Okay, we can talk about music. Let's add that in there as well. Let's add in the music as well.
Yeah.
Talking about music, Aaron's doing really well with his music. You guys are about to go
going to the Outback Spirit Fest in Broken Hill in New South Wales, and Aaron's headlining both nights. He's playing second to last Friday night, and he's closing out Saturday night. And I am doing a shamanic shock release workshop and womb healings, and I'll be doing one-on-one healings at the festival. So yeah, that's happening, and then we have another music event coming up in Gisborne.
When is that?
The 1st of November.
1st of November. So you'll be back for that?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not going to be in Australia till around the 17th of November, I think. Haven't booked flights yet. Yeah.
Okay.
No, we'll be back from that Australia. Sorry, I'm ahead of myself in Australia.
Because you didn't have an Australia trips. It's so exciting.
This next Australia trip's just for a week. So, we'll be in and out. Yeah.
Crystal has some very exciting things coming up. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Oh, it feels like I can finally feel it too and feel them coming in. I've been in a big transition spot where it really felt like I was in the 3D world of just survival.
I
And
feel
now
ya.
I'm coming back into the feelings of the fifth dimension. And the difference between the third dimension and the fifth dimension is a vibrational frequency and a feeling. It's not a
Yes.
physical place.
No.
So feeling high vibrational again, not like yeah.
Dense.
So if you want a session with me, I'm on, and all next week I'm on and I'm open for sessions.
You've got spaces available?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Great.
Mm.
So where can we find you?
If we can just drop in a link to this podcast of my calendar booking link.
Yeah, I can
to
try.
to my website. Yeah, it's just copy and paste the link to you, or the website, and then you can book through the website or social media, whatever. Cristalle Anne Healing Arts, or cristalleanne.com. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, as always, this has been loads of fun and interesting.
Yeah.
And I look forward to our next podcast around
frequencies and music and what's running in behind the the things that we're watching, our children are watching. Yeah.
Media,
AI, I guess.
Media coverage, all of those things as well. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Amazing. Awesome. All right. Well, you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much again for being with us.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, listeners. Sending you lots of love and good energy.